I'm here with the founder of Beatlibrary, Sho Mitchell. Hey, Sho, how are you?
I'm good, Dimitri. How you doing?
I'm doing great. So we've been having this conversation about catalog valuation, and I'm really interested in what you do at Beatlibrary. Tell us, what is Beatlibrary and how does it fit into this topic?
Thank you, Dimitri. Catalog valuation. Well, Beat Library, we help music companies understand what's actually happening inside and around their catalog, not only what's appearing in existing financial reports. We scan the audio assets itself for cases and different use cases around samples, transformations, reuploads, remixes, and other usage signals.
Oh, really interesting. So it's not just the regular streams or syncs or things like that. It's like new uses of music that people might not be looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So we're really focused on picking up data that is not currently showing up in existing financial reports. And so we're really focused on creating new revenue opportunities. We feel like every catalog has a gap in it. We call it the catalog delta. And that is the gap between what existing financial reports are reporting and what our evidence backed audits produce from our scans.
Oh, this is interesting. We're going to have to get into this. Now, when you talk to clients, why are they typically interested in catalog valuation? What brings them to have that conversation and that kind of research from you?
Again, going back to the point where every catalog has a gap in it, where it's revenue opportunities that aren't being collected or monetized. Typically, a buyer or seller is coming to us because they have a decision to make and they're thinking about making a purchase. So just kind of think about if you're going to buy a home, you'll definitely want to inspect that home before purchasing it because the buyer would discover new revenue opportunities that the seller may not recognize or be aware of. Or the seller may want to be able to do due diligence and make sure that they have no vulnerabilities in their catalog that can come back to haunt them.
Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. So walk us through how your catalog valuation tool works.
Well, it's very simple. We take a music catalog and some metadata, and we pretty much embed and scan that catalog across DSP platforms, YouTube, just the overall internet. We're capturing and looking for samples, again, remixes, any kind of transformations, re-uploads. Streaming fraud is really big. We review that data and we cross-reference it along with different ownership and licensing information. And then we really want to go after the real strong cases that are backed by our evidence that our audits produce, giving the buyer or the seller a little bit more ammunition when going into negotiations. So in our audits, we've had some pretty good success. I can, go over anything that you need in
Yeah.
regards to, case studies.
I think it would be really helpful to get specific. I think sometimes, when we describe companies in sort of in the abstract, you can sort of imagine it. But if you have a case study or, some examples of like what kinds of things have happened when you've done these reviews, I'd love to hear about it.
Yeah, without going into individuals and company names, I can definitely give you a case study. We had one producer audit. We started with approximately 85 tracks that was in his library. And from one of our audits, we found connections to over 300 different release songs off of that original 85 tracks that we scanned. We also noticed and picked up over 7.3 million YouTube views that that creator was unaware of, and also over 5 million DSP streams that the producer was not collecting on. So from our audit and the next steps that we proposed, we estimated around $15,000 that was able for recovery immediately, and approximately another 40,000 in possible year income once these revenues can be claimed. But the overall big gist of it was that the roughly catalog valuation that our scan added to his catalog was over $500,000 that he was leaving on the table. Right. So at some point when that's real money that, he was unaware of and that was generating revenue that should have went to him, but for some reason he didn't have visibility on it and he couldn't receive it. Another audit that we've done was with a sample platform client of ours. They just wanted to kind of get some insight on where their samples were ending up. And we took a small sample batch and we grabbed 20 samples from this particular client. And we discovered off those 20 samples, 94 different commercial released songs were out there in the world off of those 20 original samples, accumulating to nearly 1 million streams. And based on our estimate, if that pattern held across the larger catalog, we suggested, potential financial opportunities north of $2.5 million, being that, we discovered this use case under that small sliver of catalog. And our team, we're doing audits every day. So we're seeing this gap in every audit that we run, in every catalog that we run, which is why I feel really confident to feel like every catalog has some type of gap in it. And it's about how big is that? Again, the catalog delta exists in every catalog, and it's our job just to measure it and present that information to the client so that way they can make the best decisions when purchasing or selling their catalogs.
What I find interesting about Beatlibrary Sho is that you're looking at some particular use cases of how music is getting reused, possibly without permission or without attribution or without the metadata to show who the original rights holders are of it. That seems to apply to a lot of new, current use cases. Things like samples, things like remixes, things like sped up and slow down. I could see that seems like you're looking for some really interesting cases just because of how Beatlibrary works.
Yeah, I think we're really focused on unique. We really understand producers and creators and unique workflows. Also, we really focus on different usage signals, and then we're connecting those signals to ownership and license data. So we're able to create a unique picture that didn't exist before the time we're in now, thanks to technology. So we're able to do some really cool things with data. And again, everything's always been disorganized and in different places. So to be able to have just one place to kind of centralize and make decisions that can, create more revenue for you is important to us.
Nice. So this isn't the only thing Beatlibrary does. We're focused on catalog valuation in this episode. Tell us about the rest of how Beatlibrary works.
Yeah, so we're doing some really cool stuff, around just helping creators protect and monetize their assets. So on our platform, our B2C side supports discovery and licensing for human-made producers and beats, clear provenance, and also safe, transparent collaborations. So we're really focused on really getting integrated in producers' workflows and to kind of help them, again, protect their assets and also make them able to monetize and make more and earn more money. We're also doing some pretty cool stuff in the AI space where we're working with some different partners in regards to MCPs and different integrations. So kind of think like Claude Code for your catalog, where we're really inserting an AI agent, a agentic layer on top of your catalog, giving a producer unique insights that never existed before on top of their catalog. So just catalog intelligence and enhancements to, again, help creators be able to monetize and protect their assets and create more opportunities around their music and their catalogs.
Perfect. Well, Sho Mitchell with Beatlibrary, thanks for coming on the podcast. I know we're going to see you at Music Tectonics in Santa Monica. People get a chance to get a demo of what Beatlibrary does. It's beatlibrary.io. And thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Yes, no worries. Yes, looking forward to Music Tectonic. Looking forward to seeing you. And thank you, Dimitri. Always a pleasure.